That's it. So I would like to welcome everybody here today. We have a guest speaking by the name of Param Guru Col T, Sreenivasulu. I would like to welcome you here today, Param Guruji. We also have Yoko, who has joined from Australia. Yoko is a disciple of my Guruji, Sadhguru Haji. My name is James. I've been given the title Guru Tainan. I have set up an online digital ashram by the name of Sadhguru Haji Ashram. This is in service to my Guruji and lineage. Param Guruji, I would like to welcome you today and ask you to speak on the nature of the soul that is inherent in each human being. Thank you.
Sure. First of all, God bless you. God bless you, Yoko. Very nice of you both organizing this get-together on the Zoom. So Yoko joins us from Australia, and James, you are joining us from exactly where?
I am joining from Ireland, Param Guruji.
Okay, you are joining from Ireland. Okay. Okay, that's nice. I'm speaking to you from Hyderabad in India right now. And just to answer your question, I'll give you an analogy first. Let's take the analogy of construction of a building. You want to construct a house, a beautiful house, and you want the house to be iconic. So I ask you a question. What is the underlying asset beneath the building? What is the underlying asset beneath the building without which you can't construct that building? Either you can answer it, or Yoko can answer it also.
Of course.
You're asking?
Yeah, you can answer it. You want to construct a building. What is the underlying asset of the building without which you can't construct the building?
I don't quite understand the question. Sorry.
The foundation, Param Guruji.
Say again.
The foundation is the underlying structure of the building. The foundation.
Okay, you are coming closer to it, but foundation is also part of the building structure only. It is part of the structure. What is the underlying asset beneath the entire thing, structure?
The earth.
Exactly. Land.
Land.
Suppose if you want to go and buy some house, old bungalow nowadays, bungalow may be very, it's a vintage building, maybe 200 years old, 100 more than 100 years old. The building itself has no value much. It is decaying, the structure is decaying, and it may fall anytime. So the value of the property will be based on the land. So the land is the underlying asset without which you can't construct the building.
Yes. Yeah.
Keep following my train of logic. So similarly, if I have to construct a human being with flesh and blood, just like that building with bricks and cement, the only difference is instead of bricks and cement, I'm using flesh and blood. I need some kind of space in the void. Because after all, if I want to construct a human being who is, let's say, a tall human being like James, who is a 6-footer. Am I right? James, are you 6 foot
Correct.
tall?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I'm just saying approximately. So I need some space in the void over which I can construct the body of flesh and blood. This is the underlying asset of the human body. And that underlying asset is called etheric body, or call it phantom body, call it light body, call it aura. Use any kind of terminology you want. Basically, you need some space over which you can construct the body of flesh and blood. And that, whatever is that entity which is occupying that void, let's for time being call it etheric body or the subtle body. Call it the subtle body. In Sanskrit, we call it Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma means subtle. Sharira means body. It is that subtle body that lives after your death. It quits the gross body of flesh and blood, and it lives the intact. The entire phantom body or the subtle body, it lives intact. So that body is what I was mentioning earlier, is equivalent to the land. If you want to construct a building, now just like the land also is in a state of preparation, means some land is prepared. Let's say, for example, someone gives you a piece of land in a forest. You need to prepare the land first. You need to flatten the surface. You need to cut the bushes and trees, vegetation. You need to remove the stones, large boulders. You have to make it plain, probably, before you can lay the foundation. So similarly, the phantom body is also primed, prepared. And prepared with what? It is filled up with life force. The phantom body may be three-dimensional in nature, invisible to the human eye, but filled up with life force. And the life force is also divided into 10 parts, 5 major parts and 5 minor parts, each responsible for different role or function. Subsequently, when the gross body is built upon it, because we are now going in the reverse order, to make you all understand, we are going in the reverse order, how the construction is taking place. Now, the only additional things added to it, just like when you are preparing the land for your construction of your house, although you have prepared the land, there is something else also you prepare. First thing you do, maybe a pathway for your vehicle to enter, so that you can carry the construction material inside onto the site. You'll prepare a small pathway and also a small space for parking the vehicle, to reverse it, to unload the stores. So similarly, something like that, this phantom body, there are 4 things attached to it. 4 limbs, 2 hands and 2 legs. besides neck and the head. So if the head, neck, and the trunk, and then it has got 4 parts just attached to it, 2 hands and 2 legs. That's all about the body now, phantom body, that subtle body. Now let's now come back to the construction of your house. Yoko, it is your house. It is you who is constructing that house actually. Let's imagine that. You are going to construct the house, maybe let's say either in Australia, maybe you have gone back to, let's say, your country in Japan, and you want to construct it in Tokyo. Now my question to you is, besides the building, I told you the underlying asset beneath the building is this land. So what is the underlying asset beneath this land and the building, without which now you can't construct building again? What is the underlying asset beneath this land and also the building which you have yet to construct?
So the spirit of the land.
Okay, fine. You're trying state of the land we have already discussed. You prepared the land all right now.
Yeah.
There is something else you need now. What is the underlying asset? The substance, you can say the essence of the entire property. Like you have purchased this piece of land from someone, and you want to construct the house, a beautiful house, an iconic house. But there is something else which you need now. What is the underlying asset without which you can't go further ahead?
Well, we go by the energy of that land itself.
What do you mean by the energy of the land?
Like a ley line.
Talk to me in a plain language, like in a normal.
So, maybe like underground water, or what's underneath the ground.
You're going round and round the circles around the bush. You're not hitting bang on the bush. The central idea. Dan, not Dan. James, you can help her.
Is it the building materials themselves, Param Guruji? Is it an object you were saying that you need next?
I'm
like
saying the underlying asset of the building as well as the land. Building is the last thing. The physical building is the last thing which you are going to construct, right?
Yes.
Before that, prior to that, the underlying asset for the building is the land. Now, what is the underlying asset for both these things together, combined?
I'm not sure, Param Guruji. I'm not sure.
Okay, let's not waste the time. What about I will say, the blueprint, the design?
Yes, the architecture.
The architecture. Otherwise, all architects will go out of the job.
Yes.
The first thing you will do is you will go to an architect. You will ask for the plan.
Yes.
Inclusive, all included. You will ask for a plan for the foundation on the land, how to stabilize the land, how to solidify the soil, because the soil may be loose, you see. You can't put the foundation firmly. So you need to stabilize the soil. You need to harden it first. After hardening it, how deep you want to lay the foundation. And of course, the structure. And apart from this foundation and also the structure, you also need to cater for the drainage.
Drainage, yeah.
electrification of the house,
Mm.
all the plumbing work. Where do you want to draw the water from, or your water source?
Mhm.
What about your power source? Are you going to draw the power from a transformer, power supply, or you want to have your own solar-based power supply? So you need to work out the entire design, right?
Yes.
Without the architectural design, you can't go ahead. After all, remember, you are constructing an iconic building. You are not constructing a small, wooden cabin or a small hut in a forest.
Mm.
Now come back to the human body now. We have the gross body of flesh and blood, and the underlying asset of the gross body of flesh and blood. We have the phantom body, or the subtle body, or the etheric body, call it by whatever name you want. Now, what is the underlying asset for this phantom body and the gross body? Gross body is the last thing. It will anyway come up later on. But there got to be an underlying asset for the phantom body also. That underlying asset for the phantom body, we call it mind.
Mm.
The conscious mind. However, mind is not a small piece of flesh or anything. First of all, it is in the etheric body. So it is not
Mm.
even flesh and blood. It is not even located at a pinpoint location.
Mm.
It is distributed along a vertical axis. It is distributed along a vertical axis, which we refer it to as later, once the gross body is built, that time we understand it as cerebrospinal system.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, in the subtle body, that cerebrospinal system is not visible.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the underlying asset beneath this etheric body, or it is meshed with this etheric body as another layer beneath it. And this mind is distributed along 5 energy centers. What is distributed in the other 2 energy centers, the 6th and 7th, I will come to it later on. First, this mind is distributed along the 5 energy centers, which we call as chakras.
Mm.
And remember, it is mind which is now printed. It is in fact the blueprint of the mind, not in a particular one spot along the structure of the cerebrospinal structure, along the vertical axis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what all it has, that is more important. Just imagine, we don't have to, let's say, construct a human being. We can even construct a robot also, for all we know. Because whatever we are discussing so far, it is equally applicable not only to a human being, it's also construction of a robot with AI-based robot, right? So when you say mind, you got to put in some sensors in the mind, right? Otherwise, there's no point in calling it mind. So what are those sensors which are there in the mind? What that robot is now going to program to sense later on? 5 physical elements. When the gross body of flesh and blood is constructed for a human being later on, or the gross body of plastic and rubber is constructed for a robot, the mind has to be designed with 5 centers, so that the 5 sensors for these 5 physical elements, so that the mind can recognize and correlate it later on. The 5 physical elements, and they are distributed along the 5 chakras or the 5 energy centers. The root chakra at the base of the spine, it is associated with the earth element or the principle of solidity. And the sacral chakra at the root of the genital organ, it is associated with the water element. And then the solar plexus at the navel region, it is associated with the fire element. And the heart chakra, anahata chakra we call it, it is associated with wind element. And the throat chakra at the base of the throat, it is associated with something known as ether. Now the problem, what is the problem with modern science? We have discussed about 5 physical elements, because later on, when the body of the human being is constructed, or the body of the AI robot is constructed, it is constructed with these 5 elements only. And the human being is going to perceive these 5 elements outside his body. The entire nature around him, he has got these 5 elements only, right? I mean, you see the nature around you, mountains, deserts, forests, rivers, oceans. They are consisting of only these 5 elements. Okay?
Yes.
Now, these 5 elements have been distributed along the chakras. Now, what else? More sensors have been embedded in the blueprint. 5 sensory organs: your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the skin. The 5 sensory points. Then only the robot can perceive the interact with the world outside later on. Just like a human being also can interact with the world outside. And where these 5 sensory points are located? At the root chakra, you have the smell, or the organ with which you smell, your nose. At the second, at the genital region, you have the taste, the ability to taste. And at the navel region, the ability to visualize the form and light and form. And at the region of heart, you have the sensor with which you can feel the touch. That means your skin is linked with this. And then at the throat chakra, at the base of your throat, you have the hearing capability linked with that. So let us recapitulate again. At the base of the spine, at the root chakra, it is linked with the ability to smell. It is connected. The energy center at the base of the spine is directly connected with the nose. Just to give you an insight, in tantric anatomy, we have 2 main nadis, the subtle energy channels, we call it as Ida and Pingala, which are along the cerebrospinal system. On the left side, it starts on the left side, that is called Ida Nadi, at the subtle energy channel. On the right side is the Pingala Nadi. And in the center, along the cerebrospinal system, is the so-called Sushumna Nadi, the central channel of the spine. Later on, so these two subtle energy channels, in case of a male, the both are starting almost at the base of the spine. Okay, so the left one starts in the left side of the testicles in a male genital organ, left side, and the Pingala Nadi, it starts on the right side of the testicles. So where they end up, in the both the nostrils. Earlier we were discussing, right? The root chakra is
Yes.
connected with the ability to smell. So the nerve which has started in the left part of the genital organ, it is terminating in the right nostril. And the one which is starting on the right side of the genital organ, it is terminating in the left side of the nostril. So that's how they both are connected now. So you see now, similarly, we have all the 5 sensory points distributed along the 5 chakras, along with the 5 physical elements. Then we have a set of 5 more things which are now distributed along these chakras. That is the organs of action. The root chakra is linked with, as you must be aware, there are 5 organs of action. That is both hands, both legs, and the ability to speak. And of course, the ability to procreate, and also the excretory organ. So at the root chakra, it is linked with the excretory organ. And in the genital organ, in the what you call sacral chakra, near the genital organ, it is associated with the function of procreation, the ability to procreate. And at the navel region, it is linked with locomotion. That means your ability to walk on legs. Now at the heart chakra, it is linked with the ability to grasp hands. And at the throat chakra, at the base of the throat chakra, you have the ability to speak. So you see, I have now given you the 5 chakras in the human body. The underlying blueprint beneath the phantom body. And the phantom body, that is a blueprint. Without construction of this blueprint, how will you construct the phantom body later on? How will you construct the gross body of flesh and blood later on? So you need to understand this structure first, layer by layer. Otherwise, you will all get confused. Okay, now let's quickly finish our this discussion. Now let's go back to Yoko, to your house you are about to construct in Tokyo city. So you have the idea, you know you want to construct an iconic building, all right? You have the land, you have bought nice piece of land, and you got the blueprint for the land. Now, fine. Now my question is, what is the underlying asset beneath these 3 things now, clubbed together? You go to an artist, all right? The architect will draw the structure for you, design for you. But how does the architect know what you want? So therefore, what is the underlying asset? James, now I'm going to test you now.
If you have
How
the
will you
architect,
decide which blueprint? You want to tell the architect to make a blueprint for you.
yes.
But you got to what? But how will he produce it? How does he know what you want?
You would have to give him the idea, the plans.
Yes, exactly. And where this idea is coming from now?
Based on your
Mind.
needs, what you want.
Yeah, that is coming from your mind, inside your mind.
Yeah.
Yoko?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to construct a beautiful building. The idea is coming. You must have imagined it. You must have imagined it. And that creative imagination, where does it is coming from? It is coming from somewhere beneath the mind, because mind is only gross. Mind is only filled up with emotions. Your human mind is only filled up with human emotions. You will get emotionally carried away. No, I want a beautiful building. I want to live in a peaceful setting. I don't want to get disturbed. Only emotions are playing on your mind. I don't want to get disturbed by the traffic noise.
Yeah.
All right. You also emotionally get carried away. I want pure oxygen. I don't want pollution around. So mind may want anything. Don't go by emotional these things. Ask your intellect to produce the design. And you tell that architect so that he will draw it for you. So you see, and you want the building to be iconic. You want the building to be your building, specially created by Yoko, imagined by Yoko. You would like to even name it as the Yoko's nest or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, an iconic building for you exclusively. So your intellect is the underlying asset. Now come back to the human body now, human being, and also the whatever is the AI-based robot we are creating now here. So what is the underlying asset before the mind can be created? We just discussed it. Intellect. Intellect has to be designed. In case of an AI-based robot, you need to put some kind of a chip, semiconductor, something. Some kind of a chip needs to be put. So that also got to be designed. So that is the underlying asset. Now you have three things now. Beneath the gross body of flesh and blood, in the subtle body, we have discussed three layers. One is your subtle phantom body of ether or life force, filled up with life force. Then you have the mind stuff. And then you have the intellect. Along with your egoism, rather the I-ness. Just like you wanted the iconic building for yourself. Exclusively, unlike any other building, you want it to be iconic in nature. So that sense of I-ness has to come. Now these are three layers superimposed on one another. Now comes, earlier we were discussing the cerebrospinal structure and the 5 chakras. We can now say, although mind is distributed among the 5 chakras, starting from the root chakra to the throat chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can say where is its general location.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is distributed along the 5 different chakras,
Mm-hmm.
it also has a primary location that is generally believed to be the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Heart. Mind is supposed to be located in the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where does the intellect is located? It is supposed generally believed to be located in the eyebrows, near between the eyebrows,
Mm-hmm.
or the third eye chakra, location of the third eye.
Mm-hmm.
And in Sanskrit, the chakra which is there between the eyebrows is called as Agnya chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Agnya means command. It is a command center.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very logical also, see, because in a human body where the command is coming from to the organs of action, the command is coming from the intellect, tinged by the egoism. James agreed?
Yeah.
The command is coming from the intellect,
Yes.
or call it subconscious mind, but tinged by the egoism. And the command is passed on to the mind, conscious mind, and mind conveys it to the various organs of action. That's how the action is performed. Same is the case even in case of an AI robot, AI based robot. The command is coming from somewhere, the semiconductor or the chip. So far, agree with me?
Yeah.
Now come back to the building, construction of the building. Yoko is there online?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now I will ask you the question. You have decided upon an iconic building based on your intellect, and you conveyed it to the architect. That's fine. But there is something which needs to be you need to have a backup for that, without which you can't create that iconic building. That means it has to match with the existing technology. Just your mind is thinking, I want a beautiful building looking like a banana tree. You can't have it like that. You need to have the technologies which technically it should be feasible. Otherwise the architect will tell you, ma'am, sorry, it is not possible. You may be wanting an iconic building as you wish, but technical feasibility is not there. I can't ensure the structural integrity for the building. The existing technology doesn't permit. Now you say, no, what are you speaking? I have seen it in Australia. I have seen the Sydney Opera House. If your opera house can be constructed like that, why can't my house be constructed in the same way? Then he will get the idea, the architect. He will say, okay, ma'am, let me check it on the internet. Let me search for it. So what is that which is now coming to your rescue now? Before you are giving the idea to him, your intellect is creating, you're getting creative now. That is what you call experience. That data is already there in your mind. Just because you happen to see the opera house in Sydney, you are getting that beautiful idea. Why can't I do the same thing in Tokyo? Suppose had you not come to Australia, had you never visited Australia, you wouldn't have got that idea now. So therefore, similarly, if you are putting a chip in a robot, the robot has to be fed with a vast amount of data. Agreed? James?
Yes, yes.
The vast amount of data is the main thing which is required for the AI-based robot. Without the data, the AI is defunct. Agreed or not?
Yes. Yeah.
Similarly, come to the human being. Without the data of experience or the knowledge which has been accumulated in the past, call it data only, the human intellect is defunct. Agreed or not?
Yes.
Okay, in case of an AI robot, you have managed to what you call pump in the data. Where will a human being get the data from?
Karma.
He has to carry forward it from the past life. He has to carry forward it from the past life. Exactly at some point you must have died in the previous life at certain age, either due to old age, you must have become old due to old age. Maybe you must have met with an accident. At whatever time he has died in the previous life, what was the sum total of karma, which was the data which has been accumulated? Now that data is now getting carried forward now. Remember, when he died, he is leaving behind only the gross body of the flesh and blood. Rest, everything is intact. And now that data is being carried forward in the form of, call it genetic coding, DNA, whatever it is. That is only a mechanism here. But the important thing is the data. Without the data, the intellect becomes defunct. If the intellect is defunct, the mind becomes defunct. If the mind becomes defunct, the life force becomes defunct. If the life force becomes defunct, all your biological systems will become defunct. Same is the case with the AI-based robot also. If the data is not there, there's nothing which the AI can do now. The beautiful intellect which has been designed, the chip is defunct now. So far, we are following my train of logic.
Yes. Yeah.
Similarly, you wanted to construct an iconic building, you needed that knowledge, your worldly experience. You must have seen the kind of structure which you wanted to construct. You must have seen it maybe somewhere on one of your tour to Indonesia, or maybe Paris, London. You must have gone on a European tour. You must have seen it, some structure somewhere. And with that structure, now you have got the idea now, and then conveyed it to the architect. So far, you all with me?
Yeah.
Whether it is the construction of a building, whether it is the construction of an AI-based robot, whether it is the construction of a human being. So far, the sequence is almost common. Now, drop the first thing. Forget about the building now. Forget about the AI-based robot. Now you are left with the human being now. Because now there is something which this gentleman has, which the robot, AI-based robot doesn't have, and also the building doesn't have. Besides the gross body of flesh and blood, he has got a subtle body with 3 layers. That is immediately is a phantom body with life force, and then the blueprint of the mind, and then the blueprint of the intellect, along with the data carried forward. Along with the data carried forward. That is also there. No, the data, the storehouse is also required. These 3 layers are there. Okay?
Yeah.
Now my question to you is, what is the underlying asset beneath these 3 layers? Now here is the final question now. That we
The
call it
casual
as
body.
casual body, yes, or the seed body, without which these 3 things, layers, cannot be constructed. But in case of a robot or a construction of a building, it is not applicable. The seed body is not applicable any longer. Now here, this is where the human being makes it different. There is a seed body or the casual body. Beyond this, you can say that rather, when you say subtle body, it includes the casual body also. That means when a person dies, leaving the gross body of flesh and blood, he will go with the rest of the body intact. So that includes his subtle body as well as the seed body. Subtle body, and underneath the subtle body, the underlying asset is the seed body. So far, you are following my train of logic?
Yeah.
Now, we will keep the topic of the spirit and all that for some other video, next video. I'm sure we will do one more video later on. Now, focus on this aspect. This should address your present question, which you asked about karma. Am I right, James?
Yeah. Yeah.
Karma as the basis now.
Right.
Now you have this subtle, seed body first, the casual body, over which you have got 3 more layers spun around. And one of that layer, I said, is the intellect with egoism, along with the storehouse. And the karma with which that person has been born with. His genetic code or the DNA is also constructed based on the karma carried forward. Because based on the genetic code only, as per the modern science, your rest of the biological organs are constructed. The biological body is built. Agreed?
Yeah. Yeah.
So therefore, and we also discussed a little while ago, when that data, when there is no data there,
No.
the entire your intellect becomes defunct. Entire intellect becomes defunct. Now just imagine a scenario. Somehow you manage to neutralize your data, which is, we call it as karma. That means the intellect is becoming defunct now. For the human being, the intellect is becoming defunct. Egoism is getting disintegrated, because there is no data only here.
Yes.
When the intellect is defunct, egoism is disintegrated, what do you expect the mind to be? Mind is absolutely calm. Life force has come to a standstill. All the biological systems have come to a standstill inside the body. In such a state, what was the underlying asset we discussed? The casual body. The casual body will get a reflection of its own nature reflected back to it, because it is so close now to intellect. The casual body is so close to the intellect, because the next layer is casual body only. So when the intellect has become defunct, your egoism has become disintegrated, your mind has become calm, it will now act as a mirror to the casual body. It will act as a mirror to the casual body, and it will get its own nature reflected back to it. That means, what is that which is now getting reflected back to the casual body? Because the casual body doesn't have any form, like the phantom body with 2 legs and 2 hands. It has got something which is getting reflected back to it. And that's something which we call it as bliss absolute. The casual body has got a layer of bliss surrounding the spirit or the soul. And that bliss starts getting reflected back to it. Because that is the only thing which is there to get reflected back. There's nothing else there. The casual body doesn't have any form, any concrete form, or any smell or any taste. The only thing which it can get reflected back to it is that its blissful nature. Eliminate, neutralize the karma, the game is over. It is game, set, match, as they call it in tennis. The neutralization of the karma is the fundamental thing which is involved here. The central theme, if someone can catch hold of what this thing is all about, then the matter is resolved. Now, no one can ensure that the karma is neutralized like this. Because what happens, the implications are profound. If the karma is neutralized, the data is neutralized. Okay, in case of a AI-based robot, we can understand. We delete the data. But in case of a human being, when the karma is neutralized, now what about the neurochemistry or the genetic coding or the DNA? Because based on the karma only, the genetic coding has been built up. And based on the genetic coding, only the rest of your biological systems have been constructed. How sharp is the intellect of the person? How dull is the intellect? How much of egoism he has got? Whether it is a boosted ego or humble person he is. What kind of a mind with which he is born? Whether he is temperamentally very angry person or humorous person or a very compassionate human being. Of course, everyone has almost all these qualities inbuilt, but predominantly, I'm talking about what is predominant for that person. No, everything is based on that karma only. And according to the genetic coding with which he has been designed. So that is the point to understand here. So, James, I hope you got the answer for your question here today, as far as the karma is concerned.
Yes, yes.
Karma is the sole culprit here. You eliminate the karma, you realize what you are.
Yes.
You are not able to realize what you are because your karma is now blocking you. That's the problem.
Yes.
So that's it. Let's call it. Anything else you want me to ask? I think it is getting late here now that light conditions have come down.
Yes, yeah. No, that's perfect. I got the answer, definitely, Guruji. I appreciate your time. I think it was a great place to start, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So today we have addressed the karma issue now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that means it is now you are clear that the fundamental problem with the human existence is the karma.
Yes, the karma is obscuring us from knowing our true nature. It's the fueling reincarnation.
Yeah, we have identified the problem then. So probably in the next video now we can talk more about how to sort that problem out.
How to address the problem. Yes, yes. Perfect. Param Guruji.
Okay, then take care. God bless you. In case if you want to continue the session, do let me know. Message me separately.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Param Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yoko.
As you wish.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dan.
Take care. Okay, then. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless you, Yoko. God bless you.
Thank you.